Yo, it's the KIDHYPHEN, the Kid Heirs.
Hey MJ fan, this is For Christ.
Hey, this is MJ Love.
And you are listening to the Moonwalker Chat Podcast.
The only place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
And you tuned in with the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast.
And this is a place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
I hope y'all ready for us, Moonwalkers. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We're about to begin shortly. So sorry for the hold up, but thank you for being patient with us. Much love, everybody. What's going on, everybody? We are back with another MCP Moonwalkers Chat Podcast episode. This is episode 42, where we have a special guest with us from the MJ community, Dimitri MJ, and we have Miss Vixen, also known as Gloria from King of Pop Radio. You guys know who she is. She's a friend to the show. She's been on the show before. So I hope all is well with everybody. Happy Mother's Day, first off. To you, homie, to our
Mother's
viewers,
Day. Thank
to the
you.
moms, the sisters, the aunties, to everybody. Much love. Hope all is well with everybody. Today is May 9th, 2021, and we have a nice show in store for you guys today. So let's get started. So, Dove, what's going on?
Everything good on this end. A little bit hot here in Spain, but it was stormy just a while ago. And I was telling Gloria, like half of the sky was kind of like black and gray and kind of like thunder and everything, and on the other side it was sunny. I was like, what's going on? That was so weird.
It sounds like over here in New York, I mean, it's trying its best to get to rain, but it's not happening. I mean, they had rain for this morning, then it got canceled, then now it's just cloudy, then they're saying rain later on. It's like it's all over the place. Can't keep up with the weather. I don't know.
I hope it doesn't rain on you guys, since you've set up your whole barbecue thing.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that would be crazy though, because I'm looking to have a hamburger, a hot dog, and all of that today. I'm breaking my diet. You're like, you always break.
I'm not saying that. I was going to say you can have a cheat day. You can have a cheat day.
Man, it's Mother's Day and they're cooking, so I gotta have my cheat day. And I've been doing it, and I've lost 7 pounds already.
Congratulations!
Yes, 7 pounds in the last couple of weeks. I mean, that's bare minimum, but I have to work extra hard. I have to work extra hard, for real. Like, no lie. But anyways, enough of my problems. Let's get into our guests. Now, first, Let me bring out Vixen and Mr. Dimitri MJ.
How y'all doing? Good to be here.
Welcome to the MCP.
Hi, guys.
Now, let's see who we have out there. Oh, we got Red Pills. Much love. Thank you for joining. Surdy Mom. Gigi, what's up? Sandy Morick. Natalie, what's going on? What's going on? Miss Janesta, what's going on, lady? Who else is out there? Red Pills, what's up? What's up? Trying to get everybody's comments to. I know y'all be chopping me up like, you didn't read my comment. And Paolo, what's going on? Hope all is well with everybody today. But welcome to the MCP, Mr. Dimitri. And welcome back to the MCP, Miss Vixen.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Yes. All is well today. What's going on with you two?
It's a regular day. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
It's a regular day. You know what I mean? It's just another Sunday.
I hear that. But we definitely have a good show for you guys today. And it's always good to have more input on some of these topics that are regarding MJ outside of me and Dove, because we always try to get people to participate in the podcast and come on and talk about all these different topics, but everybody is a little shy. You know, they don't want to do it. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, you know, somebody got to do it. And you know, Dimitri and Vixen, you know, volunteered to come join us today on the podcast. So that's definitely A plus for them. Thank you for that.
Kudos, yes.
Like, thank you for real. Oh man. Oh, what's going on, Nate? I see you joined. Yeah. So where do we begin? Like, I'm trying to think. Where do we begin first? Do we begin at the light topics or the heavy?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so now the first topic I wanted to bring up was MJ's tax. How do I begin this one? Okay, MJ's finances were wrapped up in overdue taxes since 2009, and finally in 2021. This is after the dismissal of Wade's case and James Safechuck's case, and they are now saying that his heirs, which is his children, are now going to be able to get their funding. See, this is something that I wasn't aware of because I don't follow every single thing. I wasn't aware that his money was wrapped up within any tax liens or anything like that. I mean, what about you guys? Were you guys aware about that, or?
My assumption was always the fact that his kids were already getting like six-figure, you know, monthly allowances. So I'm pretty sure like Paris Jackson and Blanket Jackson and whatever the other kid's name is getting like $250,000 in their bank account every goddamn month. So them, to me, getting access to more money isn't even really news to me, just because of the fact that they're already rich. So that's just them getting more money that they don't even need. So
agreed. What about you, Miss Vixen?
I'm just a little annoyed by it, honestly. I mean, it's not my business, but I don't like it. It's just like, all right, come on, really? Like, I don't have nothing to say on that.
He's like, She's like, I don't like it.
I see the article everywhere, and I'm like, man, like, I don't care. Like,
I don't blame you. But what about you, Dove? Like, what are your thoughts on this process? Like,
Well, we already spoke about that like privately, but I'm gonna share it with you guys as well. Like, I'm kind of very much agreeing with Gloria and with Dimitri on this. Like, those kids already have enough money, and the fact that they're now going into their father's business, it's just kind of like, for what, you know? I mean, it looks like they're gonna have to work to earn their coins finally, but to me it's like a little bit too late. Why didn't they do that from day one?
right?
You get what I'm saying? So they don't care about their father's legacy like we do, because to them it's just, you know, it's their father.
right.
And they were like, oh, that
They were
was his
born
thing,
into
that
it.
was
They were born
Exactly.
into it. They weren't part of the
Yes.
process of Michael actually building it up themselves. So in my opinion, it's like when you're born into wealth, you're not really going to appreciate that wealth because it was there when you got here. Like, you were born into it. It wasn't
Right.
something that you had to work for. So even if them working for the estate, what they about to do? You know, do some like social media, you know, engagements and stuff like that. Maybe post a little bit, maybe do some, you know, media here and there. That's not work. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? That's
it's
not
not.
work. I don't, because the thing is, it's like I don't hate them. You know what I mean? And I don't really know too much about them to dislike them either. To me, it's just more so like I don't know them, you know what I'm saying? And what I do know of them doesn't really amount to much. So I don't even really care.
right.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm
Like-
sorry. Can I just say one more thing? I just
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like,
go ahead.
I just feel like, you know, now that they're a part of it, I want to see y'all do a lot more now. You
They're
know,
not
I don't
going
wanna
to.
hear no more excuses like,
Mm-mm.
oh,
They're not
that's
going
his
to.
dad and they shouldn't have to talk about certain things. I don't want to hear that no more. Like, now it's time to step your game up.
They're not going to. You know why?
Exactly.
You're not going to. You know why? Because how old are they? Pretty much all of them are pushing their 20s, if not like their mid 20s now. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
You look at
Mhm.
Jaden Smith and you look at Will Smith. I'm gonna make a comparison because these are the children of, you know, famous people. They
Right.
started doing creative stuff and you started to see them when they were like 12, 13 years old. So they actually had creative bones in their body. So they were already doing that because that's natural. That was already in them to be artists, to be creative, and to do those things. You see them out and about. And in fact, Jaden took the Smith out of his name. So he's trying to make a name for himself outside his father.
Right.
All those three,
Right.
they're still going to move around with Jackson in their name. You take Michael Jackson away from them, who are they? You take Will Smith away from Jaden Smith. I'm pretty sure he would still be an artist if Will Smith wasn't his father. They're just regular kids.
That's
so
true.
in my opinion, it's like I'm not gonna get, like I said, you know, we're all Michael Jackson fans, so we're going to have a certain kind of, you know, like rough around the edges opinion of them because we're like real fans. Like we actually be out here defending Michael Jackson, you know, creating things and doing things in his name every goddamn day. They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, whatever. It's just the privilege being more privileged. You know what I'm saying? The rich will just get richer, and then the regular people will just be in the certain echelon that they're in until they make something of themselves. So us, we have to build from scratch. We have to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Them is just like, oh, you're born with a platinum golden crusted spoon in their mouth. You know? So it's like,
No, but you're right, though. I totally agree. And the article, you know, a little part of the article said that Prince is joining the family business after executors of his famous father's estate asked the court to allow them to hire him as a special consultant to work on designated projects. I wonder what those designated projects are.
All right, so me and Gloria were hanging out all day yesterday. I was with her for like 8 hours yesterday. And I was literally saying, I was like, yo, like when I first, you know, got on the internet, so to speak, or like kind of started to finagle my way around the Michael Jackson community, because I wouldn't even really consider myself to be a part of the community, right? But I used to make Michael Jackson montages, and what they were like music videos for songs that did not have official music videos. So I showed her one for Al Capone, and I made a really cool montage of an orchestrated version of Smooth Criminal, right? That one in particular actually looks like something that the estate would release tomorrow or on his birthday if they could. Like she's seen it. It's actually official. Like everything is on point. If I could show it to you guys right now, I would. Yeah. So Prince Jackson is not going to come up with something like that. Like I did that 2 years ago. He's not going to come up with that.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
What they're going to do is they're going to create something and he'll give it the okay and then they'll put it out. But he's not going to come up and create something himself and actually build a concept from scratch or be the creative force behind an entire campaign. Because I myself, as a fan, I was not happy with the Jackson's Victory album expanded edition. I was not happy with the expanded edition of albums that they came out with because there's nothing expanded about that. Everything that was expanded or included were things that were already on YouTube and the internet for years. So what's expanded about that? So if I were involved, I would have better ideas. You know, I would say, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take like something like Escape? Like that was the last piece of good Michael Jackson content that they came out with. The reason why I liked it was because you had the new versions of the songs and then you had the originals. So as a fan, you got a chance to pick. I was picking the original. I wasn't listening to any of the new tracks. So I will give us fans the opportunity to have like a Michael Originals album. So let's say it could be songs that he wrote for another artist, but we get to hear his version of that.
Right.
So like the song that he wrote for, you know, Jennifer Holliday in 1985. I forgot the name of the song, but you know what I'm talking about. It's from 85. Or if let's say there was a Michael version of Centipede, like we would want to hear those things. Like real Michael Jackson fans would actually want to hear those things. So those are the kinds of projects that I would want to, you know, create. Prince Jackson is not going to come up with that.
No. I could just see him, like you said, just giving his blessing on whatever somebody else produces about his father, but he's not going to actually sit there and do anything original. I don't see none of the kids actually doing that because in the long run, anyway, they really didn't get. I can't say they really didn't get to know their father as a performer, but they really didn't get to know him as a performer because how often did you see MJ's kids at a performance or something when they were growing up? They weren't.
They didn't understand it. They didn't understand.
Yeah, they were too young.
And that's not. I won't fault them for that because, you know, again, they were little kids. You know, I don't think most kids aren't going to understand like, oh, my father's a famous person until they get much older, like until they get into their late teens, you know, into their 20s and things like that. But when they were little kids, I understand that. But they don't even have like a rhythmic bone in their body. Like, have you ever seen them dance? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo. And I'm pretty sure if you cut on Beat It, the three of them couldn't do it. I bet you the three of them don't even know the choreography for Beat It right now.
No.
And I'm just being real. Like, I'm only gonna speak on what I know. And that's can you imagine them doing Beat It? Like, I can't even see it. I couldn't even see it.
That would be like Rhythmless Nation right there.
Yeah, like, yo. Come on, man. Like I couldn't even
Rhythmless Nation, like for real.
Like I couldn't even see them doing the most basic Michael Jackson choreography. I couldn't see it. Like if I could sing their praises, I would, but I can't because I have nothing to go off of because they're just rich kids that collect money every day. And Paris Jackson dates rednecks.
There you go.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I feel like Michael Jackson was my father more than her. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I was somebody that I had people hate on me for being a Michael Jackson fan my whole entire life. I'm talking about my own father. Michael Jackson is dead. Like, stop listening to his music. Blah blah blah. Like, Lily told me that like in 2008. You know, when I was in high school and shit like that. So I know what that's like. And I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Representing. So have they dealt with that? Not firsthand. Not firsthand. I'm pretty sure no one ever came up to them and talked shit, but they've heard about it, but they've never experienced it.
Right.
But they couldn't talk to me.
That's funny though. But no lie, like I used to hear that same thing, Dimitri. Like when I was growing up listening to MJ, I would always hear oh, you still listening to him? Even when he was around. Oh, you still listen to him?
Bet you that person was black.
And I'm like,
bet
why
you the person
not?
who told you that was black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then real quick, see, some worldwide Moonwalkers United said BG. First of all, that's not even his real name. That ain't his real name. What's his real name, first of all? Second of all, have you ever seen him dance like Michael Jackson? I ain't ever seen it. Have y'all ever seen it?
I've never seen him dance.
Nope.
How you know that? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna come in here and say BG, because that's his nickname. That's a nickname for people who know him. That's not his real name. I bet you nobody in here even knows his real name. I'm saying, like, yo, we go talk.
That was just him trying to get out of that whole
Michael
blanket
Jackson.
phase.
I'm not the one.
Natalie says, damn, y'all going hard. Don't hurt him now.
Telling the truth, man.
Oh,
Just telling the truth. I love how real they are fans of Michael Jackson, but real to the core. I love it. You know, like I said, I'm just gonna be real. And I'm not saying they're fundamentally bad people because, like I said, I've never met them. I can only go off of what I know. You know what I'm saying? But what I've seen so far, it just doesn't match up or doesn't add up to the sons or perceived sons and daughters of a legend. That's a fact. Greatest entertainer of all time. Like, if you're gonna be his kids, you better represent. Why is it that like Taj Jackson to me is the son of Michael Jackson? You know why? Because he went to did press junkets, interviews every day defending him, and that was his uncle. That wasn't even his father.
Right.
Nicky Jackson was out here, literally like, yo, like I'm not soft spoken like my family. Like, yo, I'm out here. This is what my uncle was, and then y'all better recognize that. Facts. I would have done the same shit, and I don't have to be related to them to do that.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I have to say that I haven't really seen his two eldest kids do yet. I'm not even counting the youngest one because he's still got some maturing to do.
No, you don't.
As far as
no, you don't.
I would say
He's
him.
He's old enough.
What is he, like 19, 20 now, right?
I bet he's older than 20, 21. You 21, you're old enough. You're old enough to drink, that means you're old enough. Because he's not 8. I'm pretty sure he's not 18. Because my little sister is like 21, 22. See what I'm saying? How many in here got one of these?
19.
Anybody got one of these? Anyone?
No, I didn't buy that.
You didn't buy that? Oh, you're bugging, man.
You know, I want to go back to something you said, Dimitri. When you said Michael was more of a father to you, like when Paris was defending Michael against when 50 Cent was saying all that BS about him, and then she went on Twitter and was like, "There, I said something like, yeah, like are y'all good now because I said something." Like it was just so much for her to just speak on her father, and it irritated my soul. I'm like, yo, why is it that I feel like Michael is more of my father than you? Like, I don't understand why she was so irritated about it.
Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you guys this. This is a fact. Michael Jackson was a black man. His daughter is not black. Therefore, she does not share in the struggle of a black man. That's a fact. He raised her. That's her father. I get that. If I was born in the jungle and I was raised by wolves, the mama wolf is my mom because she raised me. I get that. However, I cannot relate to the ins and outs of something that is not fundamentally me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And especially in her defense, I'll play devil's advocate temporarily. In her defense, it's like when you are a rich person and like you don't have a care in the world, you don't pay bills, everything is just done for you, you live a life of luxury, it's hard to care about things that are going on outside of your bubble. You see what I'm saying? So whatever's going on with her father, it does not really affect her day-to-day life. So when she has to do that, that's her stepping outside of her bubble of comfort to defend somebody that's no longer even here. That doesn't affect her day-to-day. She's just on the receiving end of a lifetime's legacy that she had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
That's true.
Somebody said BG is 19. Yeah.
Old enough though.
That BG is 19. That's why I was saying he does have some sort of maturing to do because that's the same age my daughter is.
When I was 19, I had a decent idea as the type of person that I wanted to become. And in fact, that happened when I was 17, 18 years old. But he's old enough, in my opinion. I'm not going to give him an excuse.
I mean, everybody matures a little bit differently. I can say that, though. Everybody matures a little bit differently. Like, you matured a little earlier than everybody else because you knew what you wanted to do. But it doesn't go for everybody.
Well, he's got the peace of mind of wealth and resources.
Right. He does have that.
And living life at a higher vibration because you don't suffer from a lot of disturbances. So meaning those three are operating at a higher frequency because they don't know what it's like to not have money, to not, be able to eat and having, toxic family members and all of that. They're sheltered. They're extremely sheltered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Jaden and Willow Smith. Like, they were like 18 years old at 12, 13. Like, they were super mature. Like, if you go back and you listen to those little kids talk, they're super intelligent, very mature at a very young age. Why? Because they existed at a very high frequency. Those three, I know it's the same thing goes for them. They just choose not to do it.
Not only that, also Will and Jada Smith actually did parent their children together versus Michael Jackson, who was a single parent. He was a single parent. So he was playing mom and dad to the kids.
Yeah.
So from what they learned from him versus what he wanted them to learn to have the education first before they learn anything else, like becoming an entertainer or anything like that. And I'm guessing none of them actually decided to do anything with partial talent that they could have learned from him throughout the years, because even though I had mentioned earlier on, they've never really seen him in a concert or anything. They still had him practicing around the house, doing this around the house, singing, dancing, yada, yada, yada around the house. Because remember, MJ had a stage in his house at the Neverland Ranch before they left. So they got to see him do all of that stuff, but it never inspired them, like Dimitri said, to actually do anything with what they actually learned from him.
Right.
So I do agree with him on that. I mean, they never actually tried to push themselves. And I'm excluding the youngest one. I'm talking about the two oldest ones, Prince and Paris.
Yeah.
Like, they never really tried to do anything to even try to push for Michael's legacy to be held up at its highest point where it should be. It's fans like us that are ones that usually do that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking about that last week. Like, okay, I was ranting about it, that I was kind of like disappointed when the whole victory thing happened, Vindication Day again on the 26th of April. We were celebrating like crazy, but we didn't see no hashtag, no pictures sent, shared, nothing on social media from them. I was like, wow. And this week, all of a sudden, no, from the kids. Quote unquote, they're not kids anymore, but his children, right? We didn't see anything
because they just don't care. Like in my opinion, I feel like they don't care. Because if they did, because to me, in my opinion, it's like when somebody cares about you, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll show it. Like, they'll go hard for you. Especially that's like if if I was your son, Amalia, right? And then my name was getting dragged through the dirt for whatever reason, but you knew for a fact that I was innocent. Wouldn't you stop somewhere and let people know I support my son or I support my relative or whatever?
First of all, you wouldn't get dragged. That's first of all. If you are my son, you are not getting dragged. Trust me.
Right.
Trust me. I'm a everybody who knows, even you, if you have siblings and stuff like that, if somebody ever tries to harm your family, what do? You get in defense mode, right? So I'm just wondering, where are you guys at? Like, you really just don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if they haven't done anything now, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you know.
It's not. It's not.
No.
So you Gloria, what are you saying about this whole thing? People want to hear your beautiful voice. They're saying you're so quiet.
Child.
You're being a shy
what we
cancer
talking
today
about?
for some reason. It wasn't like that
Thoughts
yesterday.
running through my head. What was
Just
No, I said you're being a shy cancer.
I am being a shy cancer.
Yeah, you being a shy cancer. You're just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, I said it, you know, on King of Pop Radio. Everybody knows I get dragged all the time for talking about Paris. That's why I'm kind of quiet too, because I'm like, I don't want to really deal with that drama again. But yeah, I mean, people know how I feel about that. I'm good.
I know the feeling. It's happened to me too, thousands of times. I mean, when I give my honest opinion about what I feel, and it's no disrespect or shade towards the kids. I mean,
it's not. That's what people have to learn.
It's now speaking about them as adults because they're grown now. They're not kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
right.
So now it's just giving an honest opinion about other adults.
You got to keep it a buck. You got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And people can't fault you for speaking the facts. Because all I'm going to do is just speak facts. Like I don't, you know, deal in conjectures. I just, you know, I'm going to go off of what's there, and what I've seen so far is what was discussed. So,
Right.
you know,
Right.
They are not spoiled, raised, sheltered, but not spoiled. They are kind of spoiled in a sense because they really didn't have to do anything. And again, this is no disrespect. They really didn't have to do anything their entire lives but exist.
they don't have to work. Like they don't have to work. They don't have to worry about bills. Like they don't have any care in the world. Like, and then unless you've ever been spoiled before or spoiled to that extent, you won't understand.
Yeah,
you won't understand because there's a difference between being sheltered and being spoiled, and then they're both. You see what I'm saying? So how the four of us perceive, you know, the world, society, the media is not the way that they do because their reality is just on a different plane than ours are, and that's just a fact. You know?
No, you're right about that one.
Yep.
And there was something. I don't know if you guys heard about this recently, about the SWV versus Escape battle that was supposed to take place last night. I don't know if did it happen, you guys.
I saw like an article, like title and like thumbnail, but I didn't click on it because I don't really like some of the versus battles are kind of cool. You know, I watched the oh my gosh, the Isley brothers. I saw them. Right. Harvey. I watched that a little bit, but outside of the other ones, I don't really check into that too much.
And it's funny that you bring up the Isley brothers one because I was going to bring that up as an example. Now, the Isley brothers one, people were talking about canceling the Isley brothers because they played some of their R. Kelly hits because R. Kelly is quote unquote canceled.
Right.
So they were talking about that. So SWV, what they was thinking was, oh, are people going to try to play the cancellation card with us because, you know, people are trying to play the cancellation of MJ thing. And they're like, nah, we're not going for that. One, MJ helped put them on the map. No offense. I mean, SWV had some hits, but once they did Human Nature right here, they blew up.
Yep.
Yeah.
They blew up.
Right.
And they admit to that. They do credit him for that. And they're like, no, we're not canceling or muting him. So kudos to them.
Well, the same thing happened with Drake. A couple of years ago when he came out with that Scorpion album, I think in 2018, and then he chose not to, like, I think you guys heard that song that Michael Jackson's featured on. I didn't listen to it because I knew it was like fake, or I just didn't like it. But anyway, he chose not to. He took that song out of the set list.
I remember
because while he was on tour, the Leaving Neverland thing happened, so he removed it from the set list. So he stopped performing the song because he didn't want to offend people. Me, in my opinion, that just goes to show you that he's only a Michael Jackson supporter when it's convenient. When things get tough,
for him,
he's gonna keel over like immediately. I'm an artist. I'm not taking it off my set list. Then just don't come to my show.
Exactly.
So, you know, I respect WV for not like caving into that because that just goes to show you how society at large they feel. And a lot of the people that think that Michael Jackson is guilty or whatever is literally just based off of what they heard, you know, in the third person. It's not anything that they know for sure that they research, and that's when I get annoyed.
That honestly pisses me off because half the time, anyway, the ones that hop on the MJ guilty bandwagon are the ones that never actually did any research. And mind you, you don't even really have to do research. You just type MJ's name in Google, and anything, whether he's innocent, guilty, whatever, it'll all come rolling down on the list. And you can click link after link after link. And some people just don't want to do that diligence where they actually know the facts versus assuming the facts.
Right.
And it pisses me off.
People don't want to go out and actually hunt for the truth, but they'd rather spoon-fed lie because people are so like intellectually lazy, mentally lazy. So people are not going to go the extra mile to, you know, hear the real thing.
Right. So just to chime in on that, I was at the bar with my cousin. We were like, you know, just late night stuff, just grabbing some wings and some drinks. And we were talking about Michael Jackson, you know, well, my cousin brought him up, and the bartender, she made a face like she wanted to throw up. So at first, yeah, I mean, y'all know me, I'm crazy. So I was like, oh, I'll smack this bitch. Like, oh, sorry. I'll smack this chick. Like, she don't know me. Like, I'll really drag her. And then I was like, okay, let me calm down because not everybody's gonna like Michael. So I was just like, you know, okay, whatever. And later on, my cousin asked her, he said, hey, can I ask you a question? And she was like, yeah, sure. What's up? What's up? And he was like, do you like Michael Jackson? And she was like, well, you know, it's one of those things where it's like R. Kelly, he makes great music, but he's, you know, a P word. And I said, okay. So once again, I'm just like, I'm reserving myself. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just let her keep talking. So my cousin's trying to convince her. And I just said, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like go off on her. I just want to say one thing. I said, as a grown woman, as a responsible adult, if you're gonna go around saying someone is the P word, then it's your responsibility to do your research.
Exactly.
It's your responsibility to do that. That is a strong allegation to make against somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's a stain on somebody's name. And you're running around saying, oh, well, I think he's this and I think he's that, and making faces. You need to do your research. And
I agree with you.
By the end of that conversation, I can say that she was open to it, and that I showed her a few videos, Lies of Leaving Neverland and Square One, and also Bobby Fino, which I recommend everybody to go watch. He breaks down everything, the allegations. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to review it. And I do think that she will, because she was really into the conversation once I opened it up. And I wasn't aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get mad and like jump down her throat.
See, you're different than me, Gloria. Especially being that I have this on my hand. I'll be on the subway and somebody start looking at me funny and say something. MJ. I got MJ tatted on the back of my hand.
That's lit.
And you can imagine the scares I get because of what people be thinking. Mm-hmm. And I'll give that look like, what? Oh, you got that P on your hand? I'm like, got that what? Right. I got who on my hand? Mm-hmm. I'm like, do you even know what you're talking about? Oh, well, because Leaving Neverland. I was like, it's full of shit, but continue.
Right.
They always open up with that. I was like, oh, but Leaving Neverland. I was like, it's full of shit, but continue.
Oh, so speaking of, right, so then I brought up one of the cases to her.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember at this time. I think it was the Chandlers. And I was like, why did they settle for just the civil case and not go forward with the criminal? And she was like, oh, well, I can understand that. They didn't want to put their kid on the stand. I said, sweetheart. I said, oh, they wouldn't want to put it. Your kid already went through that, right? Technically, you think your kid went through that. So what do you mean you're not putting your kid on the stand?
Exactly.
If my child came to me and said something like that, we're going through all the way with this shit. I'm gonna sue you. I'm sorry. I keep cursing. I can't help it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Let it out.
That's me. This is why I don't talk.
Girl, do your thing. No, go ahead.
Let it out.
Yes, I know how YouTube is with their monetization and stuff. Like, no, I'm not trying to cut your check, Daryl. But yeah, I'm just like, no. Mm-mm.
Hey, what's up? What's up, SML?
We got some new people I see today.
Oh, that's what's up. I know her video was dope, right?
Thank you.
Seriously.
Appreciate it.
Oh man. But that honestly pissed me off though, because like I said, people try to come at me with that Leaving Neverland stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't work on me. I have like this Leaving Neverland repellent. I wear it every day. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I wear it every day. As soon as they mention it to me, it just bounces off of me because I'm like, I told you, like, once they see this all the time, Gloria, once they see the MJ tat on the back of my hand,
right,
instantly they have something to say. Like, oh, you must be one of them. And I'm like, really?
And you know what?
Like, fuck out of here.
You know what it is? Like, well, I'm more like, now I will have the conversation versus before I'll be like, yo, I will slap you. Like, don't worry. Like, it would just automatically go, like, I'll punch you in your face. I said that to a guy one time. And I was like, oh, wait, I'm a woman.
You can still block this.
He gonna jag me. I was like, you know what? We can have a conversation.
Nah, but when it comes to MJ, though, I get super defensive because I'm like, nah, this ain't right. I'm like,
it's not.
I don't get why do they still feel the need. But then again, it's all about the money. I've always said it for a long time. Something about them hating him. It's about now just it brings a check to whatever media is reporting on it, no matter what it is. It's just a check. Anything MJ now is now just a check. They're like, oh shoot, we're not making enough revenue this month. Find a story on MJ. Guarantee we'll make that revenue up. That's what it is for a lot of this media.
Oh yeah.
Hey Gloria, love the video and love how you speak out for MJ. Much love. Oh, that's what's up, TJ.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. That bad documentary put us Moonwalkers together. I mean, it did push us together, but I mean, a lot of us were still fighting for him either way for a long time, because even when I was a kid and I used to hear people say things, especially growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, hearing people say what they were saying about MJ and me being a kid, 1993. Imagine, and then me being one of the kids who wanted to rock penny loafers to school. So imagine my feelings then. I was like, yo, I was ready to flip. And I'm just a little kid at this time. I was ready to flip over MJ. Nobody could not say nothing to me about him at all, period.
Right. And you know what? Like what I realized, especially in the Black community, I just feel like Black people in general have this issue with Michael because most of them don't know that he has vitiligo. So like with one of my uncles one time, you know, I was repping Michael or whatever, and he was just like, oh, why you always, you know, supporting him and blah, blah, blah. You know, he wanted to be white. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I went to Google. I found a couple of pictures, you know, with Michael with the vitiligo spots. It's one where it's like real white, and then it's like a light brown spots. And then there's one where under his eyes and his chin is very white, and then the rest is like brown. So I showed him that, and he was like, oh, wow. Like, I didn't know he had that. So yeah, so that's why you should stop going around and saying that he wanted to be white, because you don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
for real.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Somebody's knocking on my door.
All good. Wait, Surdy Mom says it's the fact that Michael was so secret they had to make up and people will lie for money. But I mean, being in the public eye, you have no choice but to be secretive, because in the long run, the media finds out what they want about you no matter what you try to hide. The only way he could have had some sort of privacy was to keep something secret to himself. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that he wanted to try to do that, they still found some way to manipulate around that to make it look like, oh, he has something to hide. No, he just wanted his damn privacy. He was one of the biggest stars on the face of this planet. And what people seem to forget is that being one of the biggest stars on this planet, you don't have the privacy that you want and that you're entitled to but you try to make your privacy by doing what he did. He gated himself in Neverland. He built Neverland. He built his sanctuary there, had movie theaters, popcorn, amusement park rides, the whole nine, just so that way the outside world could have stayed out and stayed in their place.
Well, here's my thing
and
with
they
that.
still didn't.
Here's my thing with that, because
Yeah.
Gloria did an episode of my podcast a little while ago, and I was saying that we all know Michael Jackson was a super private person, but at the same time, I feel like he tried to open himself up. Back in the early 90s, back in 93 with the Oprah interview, that was the whole point, was to be more transparent with a lot of things that, he kept out of the media or things that he just chose not to talk about.
Right.
And remember, Gloria, what I said was, if Michael was somebody that I knew, and I would have told him like, well, look, if you feel like that is something that you're going to do down the line and you're going to open yourself up to people down the line, you might as well do it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he might as well have did, like a 60-minute interview in 85, 86, right in the beginning. So that way you can nip it in the bud early. So that way people don't have, 8 or 9 years to make their own conclusions. You know what I'm saying? So you can give them the answer. So that way they heard it from the horse's mouth and they don't hear it from tabloids and this and that, because that went on for a very long time. So by the time he did, try to be transparent and say, oh, well, I have a skin disorder, blah, blah, blah. People already drew their conclusions, and they had those conclusions for almost a decade.
Right.
So to me, it's kind of like, yeah, he was just a little bit, private to a fault. And I'm a private person, what I'm saying? I'm not somebody that's all out here like that, all out and about. But at the same time, I'm like, if I'm out in the media, you have to do a certain level of like damage control or PR. I mean, that's the whole purpose of public relations, is for things like that. So I feel like he just kind of, neglected that side, a little bit too long, in my opinion.
Right.
I agree with
And
you.
I believe you spoke about that, right, Gloria, on one of your lives. Like, what if Michael embraced his vitiligo and showed it on stage when it first started? Weren't you that were talking about that?
We talked about that on my podcast, and I said that.
Oh, on your podcast?
I said it wouldn't have made a difference, because I said, what if the bad cover was him not wearing any makeup?
Mm-hmm.
Right? People would have said things about him before, because you got to understand, there were not a lot of entertainers. If not, there weren't any entertainers or top models that were walking around with vitiligo. That's not something we didn't see until like recent 2000s, where you would see, Winnie Harlow and like other top models like her who were walking around with vitiligo and being praised for that. Back in the day, people would have called him names. People would have called him, patches or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And being somebody that back in the 80s, your image was everything, because there was no social media back then. So you only really had your image to kind of sustain certain things. So he had to like micromanage that to like the highest extent. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like even if he did decide to show himself in that way, people wouldn't have appreciated that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you have a point.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know what to do. Society didn't know what to do with Michael Jackson when he was here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said that in the podcast. Like, we had the greatest entertainer that decided to share his music and his craft with the whole entire world, and he got shitted on for it very early on. Like, this wasn't even something that started in the 90s. It started precisely 10 years before. You know what I'm saying? Or really 9 years to be specific. People were calling him gay, making theories about his voice and blah, 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 and focusing on everything else but his music. And then now it's like when people talk about Michael Jackson, people talk about his personal business second, and then talk about his craft, you know what I'm saying, after the fact.
Right.
And that's reverse. It's ass backwards, because we should be talking about, or people should be talking about, his craft, his music, what he left behind, his legacy. And then, maybe read books after the fact,
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a big problem being a fan in Detroit. I think we all do, like Janessa, like all over, like majority of us who support, not even just fans, but us people who support MJ all have problems from people who know that we support MJ because they feel that we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because of their notions that they have about anything they may have heard in the media. And I'm telling you now, like, it's nothing to really be believed in the media nowadays. It's just BS. I mean, come on now. Like, it's been going on long enough.
Janessa, you know why? Because there's more stupid people than there are smart people. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, stupid people are in abundance. So of course you're gonna have more idiots that will just have an issue with you just liking whatever it is that you like. You know, that's a fact. People are just retarded.
Oh, she said, "Oh my God, I agree with you guys."
There's a
100.
Where's Amali? Where'd she go?
She got cut off. Once in a while, this program kicks her out, so we gotta wait for her to rejoin. So that way, I don't know what it is, but it be kicking out from time to time.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there she goes. Add her back.
Sorry,
All right.
I told you devices don't like me.
All good, all good. All right, let me. Oh, there was something else. Now I don't know if you guys heard about this thing that's starting up in Atlanta called the Black Music Walk of Fame.
Nope.
No.
It's called the Black Music Entertainment Walk of Fame.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
You
they're
guys
gonna be.
haven't heard about it?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
Sounds dope. Sounds dope.
Well, starting June 17th, that's going to be I believe their first induction ceremony, and MJ is one of the artists who's going to get his plaque on the Black Entertainment Walk of Fame. And I'm like, okay.
I love that.
I never knew that they would eventually do anything for Black entertainers or Black Hollywood, period. But it's about time. I mean, Atlanta is now the city where it's going to be built. So, guys, I don't know if there's going to be anything on the TV or anything popping up like a ceremony televised. I was about to say that. Probably not. But I would say be on the lookout for it. And I mean, if I can get my hands on pictures of that plaque first, you know I'll be the first to post them if I can. If you guys get them first, I know you'll be the first to post them or whatever. But I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Henry Louise says, "Are you familiar with Reiki, Mr. DJ?" I've heard of it. Why? That's a good question. That's a nice question. I like spiritual people.
Oh,
Nah, I don't see that. I don't see it being televised because I feel like Atlanta, it's like the mecca of Black people. So I would assume that something like that were to happen, it would be there. But he already got like his Hollywood, like Walk of Fame like a long time ago. So I feel like there's not much else like left for him to get other than that.
I'm guessing now. I guess the Black community found some way to honor Black artists, and I mean, it's about time. But it seems like it's far behind with the whole recognition of Black artists in general, recognized by our own community. Thank Tyler Perry for that.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry had something to do with the Black Entertainment Walk of Fame.
Nah, probably
because he built his movie studio in Atlanta.
Right, which would make that's pretty much. I want to say it's the mecca of Black entertainment, but when you think of like the Chitlin Circuit and a lot of those things, you think of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You think it down south, so that makes sense.
And it was created on in January of this year, actually. This whole Black music entertainment stuff. So it's just really recent. And for me, maybe you guys feel differently, but for me, I'm like, since it's about Michael Jackson and we already know what has been said about him and yada yada, all the negative stuff, I feel like we're making baby steps, which to me is positive in a way. Like things are shifting finally.
Oh yeah.
Surdy Mom says, "Will someone please talk to Guitar Center? They don't put mic on their windows."
Who's Guitar Center? Is that like
I've
a store?
heard of Guitar Center, but I don't know. Like, when it comes to MJ, like, what were you expecting? I'm curious. Like, what are you expecting out of Guitar Center since they won't put him up? Because there's a lot of places, I'm not going to deny it, that don't want to put him up. But in the long run, I wouldn't expect them to do that. Because Guitar Center,
I mean, I still
never really put a lot of artists up on their windows.
I still feel like you hear Michael Jackson music a lot. Like you hear it in stories, you might hear it in the mall. So I mean, I feel like just like his likeness per se is what people are like less likely to like put on the front of their stores anymore. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you don't even really see that a lot anyway, because stores like that are dying down. Like, I mean, you guys are from a generation, you know, before mine, so you guys know stores like Tower Records and, you know, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't even going to stores for that anymore. You know, people are not going to stores to buy albums and things like that. So, you know, I wouldn't even expect it to go somewhere to a store and see Michael Jackson like plastered on the, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, whether or not his music is on the shelves is a different thing. But then again, now like music is digital pretty much.
Right.
Yo, where is Henry Louise at? Yo, she asked me that question. I want to know why she asked that question.
She's here somewhere, I guess.
Is that Reiki person the guy that you had told me about, the spiritual guide or the meditative guide? She's gonna
ask a good question, and then like Van is right after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
where are you, Henry Louise?
How many people are in here?
Right now we have 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now if we could put those damn guns down, exactly. I agree with that though. Yeah. But I know about Guitar Center though, because I don't want to bring any of my relatives into this, but Guitar Center was one of the reasons why one of my relatives got injured selling him a piano chair, where he got injured and split his head open. So yeah, Guitar Center can kiss my socks.
Child.
For real. Sandy Hyatt says worldwide, yes, people need to keep their guns down and until they're needed for protection. Oh yeah, y'all having a gun talk down in the comment section? I respect it though. They need to put those down too. Let's go to the comment section and see what some of them are saying.
People need
to spin a story for dollars. I agree.
Oh yeah.
Annette says she's had to defend him as a child. I bet you all of us here, even us on the panel, were defending MJ since we were kids, because all of us have been MJ fans from birth. Everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't understand the degree. For real. I have went to. Like, I calmed my butt down, but I used to be like, what?
And you know how it is, because y'all are both from New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all know how it is up here.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Because the problem is, you know, I mean, even still, not even just as a kid, people think it's cool, you know, to make fun of Michael. Like they try to use it as an opening joke. Like I remember.
I don't even get that. I don't even get that much anymore, because people see me with my Thriller jacket on, you know, my Thriller varsity jacket and shit. People respect it, you know. And I don't, like I said, I don't strike people as a type anyway where somebody can like walk up to me and say some bullshit, because, you know, they can't predict my response. 9 times out of 10, if somebody does that, it's because they know you're not going to say shit, or they strike you as a nice enough person to not say anything back. You come to me and like insult me, people can't telegraph my response. So that's why I don't get that bullshit anymore, because people don't want that smoke. Henry Louise, why did you ask me about Reiki?
Henry Louise, you got this man wondering.
Yeah,
what are you doing to him?
That was a very random question. So like I want to know why, because that's actually cool that she asked that. I just want to know why. It's like very off topic Michael Jackson, non-Michael Jackson question.
Oh, we talk about everything here on the MCP. We talk about random stuff too, so be ready for it.
We have our random chats, Dimitri. So be prepared for it. Once in a while, we're going to get that one question that's going to be like, oh, wait, what was that?
I just, you know, she asked me a question, so I asked her another question, so then we can actually get like an answer. That's a cool question. So we're going to have a random conversation. That's a good one to have, because that's not something that people actually really know about like that. Henry Louise, why did you ask that question if you might have left and came back? So how come you asked me that? You don't answer me, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be very upset.
Oh my goodness.
Are you a Reiki person though, Dimitri?
No, I'm familiar with it. Like the concept of that. It's not something that I get to engage in a lot, because stuff like that is not free. It costs money.
Yeah.
But when I can engage, I will do. I don't hesitate to do so.
I have been a legal gun owner for 41 years, and thank God I've never had to use it. I will only use it. Oh, y'all just having these bang bang shoot 'em up
Right, like
conversations.
Y'all are violent. Jeez.
Let me find out the Moonwalkers
Y'all
got guns and penny loafers.
Guns and penny loafers.
For real, like
She be popping in and out at the wrong times.
Wait, Henry Louise,
She's shy. She got shy.
Right.
That's a whole woman in there. That's a whole woman right there. I think if I'm not, because the YouTube little thing is blocking it.
She
looks
is.
like a woman, or she might be a little kid. It depends. I don't know.
No,
Wait,
she's a woman.
She answered. Oh wait, I was told she answered.
No, she didn't.
Did I miss it? The verses was last night. I'm trying to see because the comments is like. Nah, I don't think she answered.
No, she didn't. I would have seen it already because I was looking for it.
Nah, TJ, she didn't answer. Because the last thing she said was the verses was last night. It was very nice.
Yeah, that was the last thing she said.
Yeah.
Same here, Natalie.
I think we all as citizens need to have guns in this day and age we live in right now. I think it'll be very dangerous for us as U.S. citizens if the military and law enforcement are the only ones with guns.
For real. Yo,
what happened?
We some moon goons up in here. I like that, the moon goons. Yo, I'm gonna use that name, Worldwide Moonwalker United. I like that, the moon goons. Yo,
yes,
I like that.
Michael used one in Moonwalker. Technically, he used two of them. He used two.
I think he's a Tommy gun and something else, right? Yeah. That's funny though. We gonna have to start something up, yo. Our New York people, our New York MJ fans, yo. We the Moon Goons.
Moon Goon
gang.
Yo, Moon Goon gang.
Yeah, I'll turn up for Michael Jackson in a minute. So
yeah, for real.
I don't want those problems, man.
That's funny though. I like that.
I really do. Like
oh man. Now, this one, and I know y'all are probably gonna go off on this topic. Wade Robson. And the dismissal of his bullshit lawsuit. I'm happy for that. Thank goodness. But did you hear that Wade Robson is prepping to have to prepare to pay the estate back for their court costs?
That's what he gets. I'm pretty sure he didn't have a lot of money to begin with. That's what you get. That's what you get for getting money. He just wanted money. He just wanted to make it come up, and he literally thought that he could manipulate the media to his advantage. But the thing is, like, you watch Leaving Neverland, it wasn't backed up on anything. And I saw what's funny because I watched Michael Trapson watching Leaving Neverland back when it came out because I actually didn't watch it myself, so I watched him watch it, and I might have seen a couple of clips. They just use pictures and then like fake ass stories and then just converge them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when it comes to editing, you can weave certain images together to convey an idea. That's all they tried to do. They didn't have any facts. They were just trying to convey an idea to people. And then people took that and ran with it because most people don't know any better. But in the long run, it didn't work. See what I'm saying? So that's what you guess. He should go to jail for that. They need to put his ass under the jail.
And then on top of that, all of these damn appeals that he done did, and then keep adding on more lies on top of more lies on top of more lies. There have to be he should be charged with perjury.
That's a fact. Because the reason why he kept on doing that is because he was banking on the payout. Because he didn't ask for like $100 million or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, because he was hoping to get that money to then, you know what I'm saying, to make it all go away. Because the thing is, I'm like, if somebody does you wrong like that, money's not going to change that. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who get into like a serious accident. Yeah, you might. Oh yeah, see. Gloria was talking to me about. We were talking about it yesterday. Like, yeah, you might get like a lump sum of money, but that's not going to change the fact that you got brain damage now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The money not going to take away the brain damage. Like, nah, you're stuck with it, and money can't put a price tag on a quality of life. Needless to say, about like an injustice or a human rights violation made against you. You know, especially as like a little kid. So you mean to tell me like, you know, something like that happens to a little kid? Oh, but give me $10 million and I'll forget about it. So. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. I never got why people in those sort of instances would actually want to sue. Like, money can ever cure the mental damage that you're dealing with if there was any truth to it. I'm like, there's no way. No amount of money in the world could ever help me cope with somebody violating me.
Because that happened in the 90s. Michael settled out of court for like $20 million. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because that's all they wanted in the first place. You know what I'm saying? In that instance, you know, Michael, I mean, I don't want to say he made a mistake because from, you know, a lot of what I read, you know, people around him were telling him not to do that. It's just because he just wanted to alleviate the pressure. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest with you.
But he did admit to it, though. Michael did admit it to Tom Mesereau. He was like, I should not have done that, but I was advised to. Yeah.
You know why he was advised to? By people that cared nothing for him. People that cared nothing for him. They cared more about the business of Michael Jackson than Michael Jackson himself, the human being, and not understanding that, like, because we all know, like, putting yourselves out there on a small scale, you still have people who would just dislike you just for you being you, not even based on any merit. Now, needless to say, if you're somebody who's famous and you got millions of people who don't like you based on something that you didn't do. And he was tried by the media and found guilty by the media, not even by court, but you were found guilty by the media because to this day, you know, 3/4 of people think that he's guilty. 3/4 of people right now. You know what I'm saying? We make up the lesser percentage of society, and you got to understand like the mental toll that it took on Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like in Stranger in Moscow, he said like swift fall from grace. Like that's a fact. Because you literally went from like being the crown jewel of society to like literally being like the bottom of the barrel. Like, you know, and then it was almost as if like the decade of the 80s didn't happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that will make you feel like crap. If you don't have people around you that actually like uplift you and care about you. And he didn't have those people. Let's be honest. Like Michael Jackson didn't have anybody around him that really cared about him.
He didn't.
Not even his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, because where was she? Where was she? You know, if you know I'm going through it, and then you supposedly love me, right? And then you see I'm going through it, and you don't show up, then what does that say about how you felt in the first place? And that was everybody. That was pretty much everybody, almost everybody, except for his family. I'll give his family a bit of credit because they were actually there for him, you know, during his court trials and stuff. But the rest of these quote unquote celebrity people, they weren't there.
Nope.
They didn't give him a co-sign or nothing. And that celebrity support would have helped them. You know what I'm saying? But those people, they listened to their management who told them not to, you know, like to stay away from him at that time. So then they put him in the cold section and they left him there. So that's why I like Beyonce and all these people. I'm like, well, shit, he let you open up for him at Madison Square Garden, which is like the biggest show that you ever performed at up until that point in your career. 2 years later, he's going through it. You didn't show up for him. But people love Beyonce, right? And her Super Bowl halftime performance was just like Michael Jackson. Man, fuck that bitch.
Say that again.
Fuck that bitch. I'll say it again. Fuck Beyonce. She wasn't there. Like
that's funny. That's so funny.
People just use his likeness for profit.
That's true. I agree. I do agree on that.
All of them. Leaving Neverland, that whole thing happened. Not a lot of celebrities, contemporary celebrities that you know right now, how many of them actually came out and said, you know what, Michael Jackson is guilty. When Dave Chappelle said that, that was way down the line. That was way after the fact. He didn't come out and say that right then and there when it was happening. I still respect that he said that, but still, that was 8 months after. I'm saying people waited till like the coast was clear. Nah, come out when it's, you know what I'm saying, be on the front lines.
When it's hot.
But no one cares. Like I said, everybody's fake. It's just fake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only ones that really defended MJ the best out of everybody was his fans.
Taj.
Yeah.
But outside of the celebrity world, his fans.
Yeah, because it was fans that were making the truth documentaries, you know what I'm saying? Like to counteract that. So it took 2 hours for them to illustrate a lie. And then you could find the truth that only took 30 minutes to tell the truth and debunk that whole entire shit.
Exactly.
You know, fans did that. You know, you didn't see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even think Janet Jackson came out and said anything, and I was mad at her. She didn't say anything either.
Of course.
Nope.
I'm like, yo, she could have put like, you know, 100,000 behind one of these documentaries to give it more quality, to put it on a major streaming platform or something. outside of YouTube and make it official. No one did anything. That's what I would have done if I had the resources. I would have been like, fuck it.
And we had that conversation last week, Amalia and I, how, where's the rest of the Jackson family outside of Taj? Not counting what Siggy did back in 2019 and a little bit into 2020, but meaning everybody else, Michael's brothers and sisters. Where are they?
Henry Louise, we should talk then. We should talk. Vibrations, yes. We should talk then. So that's my YouTube channel, and then Dimitri.mj. So you can like send me a DM on Instagram, and then we'll talk if you have an Instagram.
That was what you were telling me about before, Henry Louise.
Natalie, I like you too. I appreciate you. If you like me, I like you too. You know, love. I like that.
But yeah, definitely, like, you can follow him. I'm gonna put his information in the description box of the podcast, and of course, I'm gonna put Vixen's information in the description of the podcast, so that way you can follow them after the show and keep in contact with them, because you know how we are in the MJ community. We like to chat it up and cut it up about MJ just a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Prince owns a production company.
Yeah, for those who may not know, I have a YouTube channel and I pay homage to Michael Jackson. So my videos are not the standard tribute, you know, like most people do. I try to include Michael Jackson in the videos, and yeah, they're really cool and they're like innovative. So go to my channel, check them out.
I've seen some of your videos. They're pretty dope.
Pretty
like
dope.
I've seen,
pretty dope. My video's dope, bro. They
pretty dope.
they're legendary, man. I like my videos because I put like this. I don't make videos that I don't think Michael Jackson would approve of. I'm talking about they're clever, you know, they're creative. I feel like if he watched them himself, he would like laugh and get like, you know, he would be flattered to see that I did that. You see what I'm saying? The other people, they don't do that. They are tribute artists. I'm a student of the style. I'm a student of the craft, and you can see that in my videos.
I notice in your videos, you don't sit up there and dress in the makeup.
I don't try to be Michael Jackson.
You don't try to be him. I know that you do just focus on. I know that you just focus mainly on the choreography more than the outfits.
And I put him there. Like I put him there because I'm my own separate entity. See, most people, they do their hair. They put on. They try to look the part. Even when they're dancing, it's like they're trying to be him in his shows. I'm not trying to do that. The thing is, Michael Jackson's doing his thing, and I'm doing mine. According to Michael Jackson's theory of dance, which is, you know, the art of dance is mainly interpreting through bodily movement the sounds and the accompaniment of the composition. One moves according to the sound. So therefore, if I'm dancing and in my head I'm like, oh, what is Michael Jackson doing right now? Oh, I have to do what he's doing. Then I'm getting it wrong. What I need to be doing is focusing on what the music is telling me to do. If it happens to be what he's doing, then great. But I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and he's doing what he's doing. So if you notice, I just did a Dangerous video for the MTV Video Awards performance, right? There's subtle differences in between what he's doing and what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a student of the craft. Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like a descendant in terms of the style of dance that he does. And I also do other artists, and I incorporate that into what I'm doing. So when I do New Edition, I sprinkle in Michael Jackson in it, and people see that. Somebody said when I did, if you guys know You're Not My Kind of Girl by New Edition, somebody was like, oh, more like MJ. Why? Because I was sprinkling in a little bit of Michael Jackson into the New Edition performance. It's more fun that way. Why do I have to do exactly what they're doing? No, I can just do me as if I was there with them, you know?
Right. You're very talented. I love the way your dances are, your videos. I'm not just saying that. I mean it though. And you're also a poet. You're an actor, right?
Yeah. I'm a I don't want to say a jack of all trades because I don't like that. But you know, I'm a man of many talents, but like that.
That's great. That's amazing. So definitely check him out. And Miss Vixen here does her freestyle. She does her comedy stuff, and she's Billie Jean. She's Michael Jackson's baby mama. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
yeah, but you guys should check her out. Her lives are very, very fun. So yeah.
Yes, I like to have fun, you know, because you know it's so much seriousness around Michael's name. It's like let's have some fun and talk about the music and stuff like that. You know, I do defend him, as you guys know, as much as I can, as much as I know, you know. but I really do try to have fun with it.
Billie Jean, not your chick.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the new anthem now.
AK.
facts.
Go crazy.
Yeah, it was
There you
like,
go.
okay. Like I played it for my mom, and she was like, "Who is that to the Michael Jackson beat?" I was like, "That's one of my peoples." She's like, "Really?" She's like, "That's dope." I was like,
Yeah.
I actually wanted to tell you guys too. I sent it to TJ.
Yeah.
And TJ was like, I really like this. You should do a video for it. I almost passed out in the chair. I was like, oh my God, he listened to it. Like, wow. Like, it's so dope.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, though.
Yes. Somebody asked me if I'm a model. No, I'm not a model. I be chilling.
All right, Janessa, catch you later. Enjoy your Mother's Day.
Thanks, Janessa, for joining.
Terry TJ says, I always thought when Steve Harvey took him to church during the trial in 2005 and the church prayed over him, including Tom Mesereau, was cool.
I take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because Steve Harvey is a little...
I respect Steve Harvey, but when it comes to that, it's just kind of like that didn't fix anything.
No.
Because Michael Jackson was still going through it, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like he, Henry Louis, she's probably not here, but he was somebody that was in need of healing. But instead, he was too caught up in the business of being, an entertainer and not a human being. And like I said, that led to, a lot of detrimental things, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't have a lot of people in his life, you know what I'm saying? He might have had his kids, but that was about it, Yep. And a prayer not gonna fix that.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of you guys heard the Rabbi Shmuley tapes with Michael. But
Steve Harvey made fun of that church visit. See what I'm saying? Exactly. So see, it was just fake.
Tapes, Michael said that, no matter how much love he got from the world, he really was looking from he needed that love from his father. So, I do feel like Michael needed to heal, and that's why he was suffering so much.
Sometimes in life, like not everybody, so today's Mother's Day, right? Not everybody has, that textbook relationship with their mothers at the end of the day. And even if you seek to have that relationship, sometimes people can't give you what they don't have.
Right.
Michael Jackson was, grown ass man, and he never had that relationship that he would have liked with his father. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't find that in other people either. Because sometimes, like for me, I don't have a good relationship with my father. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand, Michael Jackson lacking that, and you try to find that in other people. But even if you're cool with this particular person, and that person might mentor you, that's not your dad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's fucked up. It's a fucked up feeling. And I know Michael Jackson was in that position. Like, there's a book that I have, and it was saying that even in '83, Michael Jackson would just walk around the block, in Havenhurst looking for people to talk to. See what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And I get that now, especially like coming into that same age bracket that he was at that time. I completely understand that now, where you live with people, but you might as well be living by yourself. You got siblings, but deep down inside, you feel like you're an only child. I'm pretty sure Michael felt like that. Like, he hang out with his brothers and stuff like that, but he was still an outlier in the Jacksons. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sandy said the rabbi was an ass too. He was surrounded by fake ass people.
People, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody was fake. It was smoke and mirrors around Michael. Like, it was because these people are looking at it like he's Michael Jackson. So, I know I'll get good publicity, or let me get a feature, write me a song, produce me a song, do this, do that. Right. So this is why I debunked that. I was like, this is why Michael Jackson liked to be around kids, because these are the only beings on this earth that would give him genuine energy. You know what I'm saying? That he wouldn't be in a low vibrational state. I'm talking about when you're around younger kids and animals, they have a certain innocence that, adults do not have. Because, adults, like the regular adult, will have like certain intentions. You don't know what their intentions, for you are. People's true, intentions for you won't be seen right away. So like Daryl, I could tell you like, yo, we cool. Say I got your back. You won't know that until down the line, like maybe years down the line. That's to be seen. Show and prove that. Mm-hmm. No one showed and proved that with Michael, except for his mom. And like I said, his kids and shit like that. Because his mom gave him good energy. Kids gave him good energy. Animals. Right. I understand that now. Because like people are fake. You don't have to be famous to experience that phase of smoke and mirrors when you're dealing with relationships with people. So like that's why I said on my podcast, my heart hurts for Michael Jackson, and I'm almost glad that he's not here because he left. He lived his life a very lonely life, very lonely. Like he sings about it, but if you are not in his shoes, you won't get it. Like you might be able to perceive it on a certain level, but you don't get it. Like I don't even talk to my mom. So like shit, at least he had Catherine. I don't even talk to my mom. As I told you, it was a regular Sunday. I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I get that from like being around like literally animals and like doing my creative thing. If it wasn't for that, like I probably wouldn't even be here, dog. So imagine Michael Jackson being in this toxicity, environment, and then not having, the expression of music to like put himself into. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, I feel you.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it is very sad.
Wait,
Ramon Bain. I'm joining you worldwide. I'm joining you on that.
I don't hit women, so I'm going to pay a woman to throw hands for me. Wow. Wow. So you want to see Ramon Bain get that ass kicked?
Who is Ramon Bain?
Oh my God.
That was
I don't know
Michael's. She was Michael's business manager. This blonde black woman. She had this let's say fake press conference that she was gonna reveal what was in his will and yada yada. You saw her with him. I bet you did.
Maybe.
Yeah, she was, when the Nation of Islam took over of Michael's security team, she was his business manager.
Mm-hmm.
The Nation of Islam killed Malcolm X. So, like, what do you think that they're going to do with Michael Jackson? That's why I'm already like rolling my eyes when I hear the Nation of Islam.
Exactly, and I know what you're talking about, and I also know that you said that it was an inside job, and I agree on that. That's why I'm saying Ramon Bain is a big part of it. Yeah. She was holding back those checks for everybody. So she was like, get him to sign those contracts because that's what it was all about with the AEG people, with the This Is It people. And we will throw in $25,000 extra for you guys. And Bill and Javon were like, no, we're not going to do that. If he doesn't want to sign, we're not going to make him. So I agree on that. Worldwide, sign me up for it. I'm there.
Okay, for me, when I hear stuff like that, it's just we as human beings really just commit like atrocities against each other like all the time. Like we just do each other wrong, and I just don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just he was just surrounded by snakes and people that just meant him harm. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have that. We talked about that on Gloria's live like last week or however long ago it was, and I was saying that Michael Jackson was never in an environment where he was allowed to like stick his chest out and like put his foot down. You know what I'm saying? He would have people do that for him, And in that instance where he might not have had people, or those people that would do that for him were not there, there's no one left. It's like, have you guys ever seen The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves? Mm-hmm. It's like when I think about Michael Jackson, I think it says, behold, I send you out as sheep amidst the wolves. Like that's exactly what happened to him. Like straight up, you know what I'm saying? He was just a sheep amidst the wolves. Like, yeah, he might have had like a cutthroat business sense, but he didn't have like a cutthroat like sense of self in relation to people. Like he didn't have that like fuck you mentality. Like, yo, all right, you're gonna go against Margaret and get the fuck out of here, and tell them to their face. He wasn't like that. When he fired his father, he had John Branca do that. John Branca with his father did that, and he was still living at home, like early 20s. We're talking about off the wall Michael Jackson, freaking in his 20s, firing his father, but his dad is still down the hall. And then his dad knocking on his door, and he don't want to come out and talk to him because he wasn't allowed to be a man. And I know what that's like. I fortunately for myself cultivated that, but he wasn't able to do that because when you don't have time to develop yourself as a person when you're constantly doing shows and on tour, and then you have to project the persona of the entertainer versus the persona as the man. Right. He just didn't. I don't know. I feel like he didn't have a fair shake, man. Like he just, you know what I mean? Like almost like a prisoner of his own fame in a way. It sounds cliche, but it's a fact. Like.
Yeah, it's true. And they also kind of like, the team that was surrounding him had him like brainwashed. They were like, you need us. We don't need you. When it was all the other way around. I mean, a concert without Michael Jackson featuring Michael Jackson. I mean, how does that work? But he lost that. He lost that. That power.
Because he had people working for him that were nice people. And I'm not saying black people are, perfect either, obviously, because we're not. We're too busy attacking each other all the time. But so what I'm saying, like, they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, his managers will not look at him and see themselves. Because that's what separates us as human beings today, is that, somebody down the street, Amalia, Gloria, they won't see themselves when they look at you. So there's nothing stopping them for being hostile towards you and fighting with you and arguing with you and trying to, bring you down. That's what we all do as a society. We're all in college, in high school, whatever, and studying, American history and social studies and whatnot. Freaking, that's all we were learning about was us committing atrocities against each other.
Yep. Like,
this country taken from that country, wars, slavery, this, that. Like, when does it stop?
Never.
It's a never-ending cycle.
That's what humans do on this earth.
So I don't know how you deal with all this crap.
He didn't.
I don't know how he dealt with it either.
He didn't, because clearly we saw he didn't deal with it.
She's a thief. You're talking about the heck is her name? The Bain shit?
Ramon Bain.
I was about to call it by the other name that somebody commented, Romaine Lettuce, or some crap that I seen there. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They had that fake picture of Michael up there.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on. Like,
Natalie said he was Dimitri. What does she mean by that? I just don't see color. I see aura around people. That's great, but people generally don't operate like that.
Yeah, only if everybody operated that way, I think our planet would be a lot better. But unfortunately,
that's an ideal. Unfortunately, in this life, we have to.
I just don't see color. I see aura. But what was that you're referring to, Natalie? I see you said he was Dimitri. Atlanta is the Black Mecca. I've heard that used by my mother-in-law a couple of times since she's moved out there, because she's been out there now about 9 years.
I practice. You would like it, I think. So hit me up. So
definitely, y'all should connect on social media.
Dimitri Dudes JR on Instagram, Dimitri.mj on Instagram. My YouTube name is wherever it used to be.
He's like, I don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like, wherever.
It was there, but yeah, that's my Instagram. Y'all can follow me on there. I don't know.
Now, if you send me a link to your YouTube as well, I could put that in the description box so they can find you on YouTube too.
Cool. Yeah, but that's it right there. Very simple.
Sandy says Michael was an angel of love. Society is too fucked up to know.
Harry Louise, I love that you're a black woman and you're saying that. I appreciate it.
I agree.
Gloria would tell you how much I love black women. I was giving Gloria like a history lesson on like black women yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, they don't focus on energy for that. I focus on energy. Yeah, no, you're on the right track. I think it just starts with how you yourself deal with people. And then, hopefully that will have a positive influence on the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, every situation, we don't have to fight fire with fire all the time. There's fire, you put it out with water. That's my mentality.
Yep. I learned to raise myself above that, especially being here in New York, because every moment in New York could be.
Dimitri. Oh, okay. Oh, he was Dimitri. Oh, I get it. You have to read it a certain way. Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
So she said he was Dimitri. Yeah. It's just the way that she said it. Yeah.
As in he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah. It's like,
I had to catch on for a second too, because I'm like, I didn't know what that meant. I was like, wait, huh?
Yeah, I was like, he was Dimitri. I'm like, wait a minute, what? But
yeah. Like, wait, MJ was Dimitri or Dimitri was MJ? Like, wait, what was that? Like,
right.
Okay.
It's sad. It's very, very sad.
Daryl, every moment in New York is anxiety.
Huh?
Gives me anxiety. Every moment in New York gives me anxiety.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, somebody actually just got shot. People got shot in Times Square like yesterday, and I'm like, yo, like that's why I don't like the city, because the city is a big metal metropolis. That because like, yo, Darren, I'm from the suburbs. I'm not actually like I don't live in the city, so we got trees out here. You see what I'm saying? Like there's wildlife and stuff out in the city. It's too much toxic air, too many people, too many cars, nowhere to park. Like, nah, man, I can't do it. I go to the city to just do my dance thing, and I leave because I go to the dance studio out in the city. You know.
I don't blame you. I don't spend much time out of there either.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, wait. So, as a matter of fact, Henry Luis, what's your Instagram, and then I'll just follow you from there because you're gonna forget. So I'm not gonna forget. You're gonna forget. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody knocking.
Yeah, if you have an Instagram or Facebook or something like that. Oh. So I was gonna ask y'all. So what's your favorite Michael Jackson albums and why? Amalia,
Jeez,
I know Gloria's already.
It's kind
of hard to pick. I'm not gonna front. Like we've had this conversation before, and I'm like, damn, it's kind of hard to pick your favorite MJ album because you love everything that MJ did.
I even have a favorite, but I'm asking y'all for yours.
If I did have to pick, even though it can change, I would say Thriller. There wasn't a song on an album that I could skip, not one song. But then again, no, Bad. That was another one of those albums where I couldn't skip not one song. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's why I'm like, damn.
Nah, like. So I think the only song that I would probably skip on Bad. Well, I don't want to say that because the only reason why I was thinking Just Good Friends is just because that wasn't a song.
I knew he was gonna say
that's like a filler track. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a song that like I didn't even know as a kid. I didn't know that till later because I used to skip that one. I used to always skip that one. If there's a song, MJ song that I don't like, I really do not like Be Not Always on the Victory album. I feel like that song should not have been on the album. They should have cut that off. Because there's a lot of songs that didn't make that album. So because mind you, he had already written and recorded Liberian Girl at that time already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why is Be Not Always on there? It don't fit. Like it just does not fit. I skip that song all the time. It's too slow. Like it's just not. And I love ballads. I love me some ballads. But that song,
I respect that.
Not. And he wrote that song like in the 70s, and then he recorded it that year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm.
Sandy says, I can't pick one. It's kind of hard to pick, because MJ is just a shit. I'm not going to front. MJ is just a shit, so it's kind of hard to pick that one. Even when I asked last week, I'm like, damn, what is your favorite song?
Yo, Daryl,
it's kind of hard.
I should pull up and link up with you in Queens because I always wanted to go and see the I forgot the name of the studios. It's basically they shot the Torture music video out in Queens back in '84. It's actually I forgot the name for some freaking reason. Oh, the Kaufman Astoria Studios, and it's still there. I just want to go over there just to look at it because I was telling Gloria that that's my favorite Michael Jackson music video, and he wasn't even in the video. But yet,
the video was type dope, even though they had like a dummy doll or something standing there for MJ.
I'm gonna give you the story behind that, right? Because I actually talked to the costume designer for that video, and she told me that the Michael Jackson was supposed to be there. So what was on that mannequin was actually his real clothes. So they didn't know that he wasn't coming there until the day of. So as far as they knew, Michael Jackson was actually going to show up to the video. So the belt and everything, the sequin, all of that was actually his clothes. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I was like, yo, like, so did you guys not know like he wasn't going to be there? And they were like, they felt like he wasn't going to show up, but they were ready in case he did. You see what I'm saying? So he had all his stuff because they were on tour. So all he had to do was just move, you know what I'm saying? All his stuff via, you know what I'm saying? Like truck or whatever to Queens. And then he just didn't, show up. I feel your vibration too. I feel it too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's your Instagram? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see you in cap. But yeah, so if I'm ever out in Queens, I'm gonna hit you up, man.
All right, I bet. I mean, I live in Brooklyn, but I'm out in Queens today at my family's compound.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I'm really out in Brooklyn because I gotta go like downtown Manhattan, then cross the bridge, then to get to Brooklyn. So Brooklyn's a little bit of a ways out.
Wait, where are you from? Anyway, you from Queens?
Nah, I'm from Rockland County. You probably don't even know.
Oh, damn, you out there?
Yeah, I'm about an hour from Brooklyn, basically. So I gotta like
LIRR it.
Yeah, I gotta drive to get to fucking Brooklyn.
Or drive. God damn.
So like the city's not that bad, like Manhattan is not bad, but like to Brooklyn, yeah, it's a little ways down.
That would be dope though, because Amali and I had talked about that before. She was like, it would be nice to have 3 New Yorkers meet up and then we do it on a podcast.
I don't know why Gloria didn't invite you yesterday because we were at Panera Bread, we were hanging out, chopping it up. I was showing her my videos and stuff. She could have invited you. Y'all could have had everything.
First of all,
I like to throw her on the bus.
It's your fault, Gloria.
So I can go to Queens.
Hey, I know y'all was just chilling, having a little lunchy lunch and all of that.
Yeah, we was catching the Michael vibe. I like to pick on her because she was born a couple of days after me. I like to pick on her.
Wow.
Because she's a Cancer and everything. So like astrologically, we literally got all the same placements except for one. So like,
except for one. Yeah.
Well, she said, "I answer. Will someone tell them, please?" See, that's what I'm like. I didn't see your comment, Henry Louise. If you wrote your Instagram,
I think there might be a delay. Did she?
Yeah, I think there might be a delay in the comment section. So what I will do, once we finish the live, Henry Louise, I'll send him your social media contacts, so that way y'all can contact each other. I'll send it to both him and Gloria, so that way we can take it from there and make it easy. I don't know what's going on. But, I mean, do you guys have any questions for us or anything?
I have a question for Amalia. What's life like in Spain? Because I've never been to Spain, so you got to tell me that. You got to fill me in on that.
But she said she answered you. See, I missed your answer, Henry Louise. I don't know what's going on with the comment section, so I think there might be a delay or skipping comments or something.
In the meantime, Amalia, tell me what life is like out in Spain. Yeah. Because I've never spoken to anybody from Spain. I don't know any Spanish people. None of that.
Spain is a beautiful country. It's nice. The weather is nice. People are nice. But, as in terms of stability, it's not so great. It's not so great because before I lived here, of course, I was born here in Spain. But then my father got a job in Holland. So I actually moved to Holland with my family for 22 years. We lived there. And I kind of like grew up there. All my roots are kind of like there. And then when he passed away, my mom and I kind of moved back here. So I was like, I want her to be closer to her family, her roots and stuff. And you know how that goes with family. Most of the times you get more love and more appreciation and more support from people that are outside or from strangers or from your own family.
Facts.
So we're basically, that's true. And so we're basically, the two of them, my son. And I'm trying to get us back to Holland because, like I said, stability here is like very crappy.
Wow.
They are like way back, they're running way back in time. Like it takes forever to get whatever you need legally. People with and it was one of the richest countries in Europe, but it just went sideways because of the government. And you already know how the government works,
That's crazy. It's like it's always something.
Yep. But that's basically what it's like.
Me too, Henry Louise. I resent him. I'm a survivor of molestation myself. So I don't have a problem admitting that out loud. Some people are just like, "Oh my God, it's so embarrassing." And I'm like, you can't be
embarrassing. It actually happened.
You can't be embarrassed by something you couldn't control.
Yeah, it actually happened.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? She said, "Does anyone else feel like a family here?" It's nice to speak to like-minded individuals. I will say that.
But it's definitely always good to get to chat with the Moonwalker family every week because I feel like it's it's a little family here because we do this every week, and I always have the same 20 to 25 people show up and show support always. So it's y'all are becoming like the family because y'all been showing up for us for like the last year, and I'm like, ooh, I was like, okay, I was like, bring on that good energy. I mean, we need it, and I've always said from the beginning that we were always nothing but love, LOVE, which is MJ's biggest message. MJ was always big on showing nothing but love, and we try to do that here. Miss Gloria look like she got something to say. What's up, Miss G? Yeah, you look like you about to say something.
Was it my posture?
You were like,
maybe it's the New York. Like, like I'm ready to go. No. Yeah, I just wanted to announce on June 13th, which is Michael's Victory Day. We usually do a march for him. So I have this gigantic banner that says MJ Innocent. It has the whole picture, blah, blah, blah. And I created a whole bunch of pamphlets, and I just kind of give it out on 42nd Street every June 13th. Yeah. So if you're not afraid of the COVID or you got your vaccine or whatever, then come out, show love. We'll be there around 4 p.m. And we're just gonna kind of be marching around. We're not gonna scream MJ Innocent because it's it's not like that. It's not a protest or anything. We're just marching peacefully through the city. And if people have questions, which they usually do, they come up to us and they ask us like, what is this about? Blah blah blah, and we'll explain and we hand out the pamphlets. And then afterwards, we usually get like some drinks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, or go grab some.
If I'm off that day, I'll be there prepared with my surgical mask and all of that. I'm coming prepared.
Right, and all that.
And all that. I'll make sure I come there with an MJ design surgical mask too.
Yes, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I should do that. I'm about to cop.
For real, get an MJ surgical mask or something.
If you guys are in New York, pop out June 13th, 4 p.m. We'll be out there.
So you hear that? New York Moonwalkers, for those of you who are out here in New York, June 13th. Henry, you're not being ignored. Wait, hold on. You're not being ignored. I don't know where your comments keep going. See, I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring it because I'm missing the comments. There's something going on with the program. It's not me. No lie, no cap. Wait, I'm glad that lie got no money. The case is over. Hell yeah, I'm glad. Hell yeah.
We gotta wait though. It's not over like over. I
know.
We still have to wait on the stupid.
Yeah. We all know though with Wade and them and these stupid ass appeals.
Oh, there's another appeal.
He's gonna take it to Superior Court.
Oh boy.
He would have to really prove that there was an injustice during all of those lawsuits. Mm-hmm. What documentation can Wade actually bring to the Supreme Court here in the U.S. that proves that there was a true injustice during any of his lawsuits against the estate? Unless he has
it's
that
already been proven that there wasn't, but he still wants to play dumb. Thing is, if the arbitration goes down, I mean, if you can explain what arbitration is, I can't explain what it is in English. So either one of you, Dimitri or Daryl, if you could explain what the arbitration is, because I don't know in English how that explanation goes. But if he actually goes to arbitration, Tom Mesereau is going to be there. And mind you, Tom Mesereau was there when Wade was in 2005. He was speaking up for Michael. He defended Michael. So now he's going to go against him. And he's going to look Tom Mesereau in the face. So I'm wondering how that's going to go down.
Well, in arbitration, they usually have someone in the middle outside of the attorneys. That'll be the impartial person in the middle to decide the grievance outside of the court system. Mm-hmm. They usually have that middle person there for an arbitration. I didn't realize I left that up on the screen. But for me, like Wade Robson has no credible proof as to there being any injustices during any of the lawsuits that he brought up and appealed There was no injustice. None of the judges misjudged any rulings against him or Safe Chuck. Period. So
Nope.
I don't get
Nope.
how is he going to have any proof when it's time, even when he actually decides to do that. The Supreme Court will throw that out so fast. They don't have time to waste. It's hard to even
I
get
hope
a
so.
case into the Supreme Court as is. So for him to waste taxpayers' money on some frivolous bullshit, he's going to end up totally in. I mean, then again, he's already in the hole because he already got to pay the estate back as is for the money that they had to waste going back and forth to court with his ass already. So I can imagine being that Wade Robson has to pay it back. James Safechuck has to as well.
Yeah,
They
both of them
have
do.
to. Yeah, so I don't think the Supreme Court is going to take this serious, and they're going to end up throwing it out because he doesn't have the proof to show that the lawsuits being tossed out was an injustice to him.
Yeah. So did you understand what arbitration is, Gloria? Because I couldn't explain it to you. I was like, I don't know how to say that in English.
I think your
I can't
mic
hear
is
you.
muted, Gloria.
Your mic.
I can't hear you. Wait, Dimitri, can you hear her?
Nope.
No, I think you're still muted.
There she is. Oh, what happened?
What happened to your sound?
Maybe she needs to go out and come back in again.
That thing janky.
That's what I was saying earlier on, Dimitri.
Mhm.
It gives issues from time to time. I don't know what be going on. It kicks Somali out, and now it just cut off
Yeah.
her sound. I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand how Wade got as far as he did as a dancer. Dear Lord, that man does a chicken dance. He sucks. He'd be nowhere without Michael. Yeah, I've seen that video that the Moonwalker family was circulating. Now, yo, that almost gave me a heart attack from cracking up because I'm like,
All right, Henry Louise. She said she'll be in touch.
Sandy's the YouTube police.
I don't understand
Hi.
how Wade got as far as he did
Yes,
as a dancer.
we hear you.
Dear Lord, that man does the chicken. I've seen him do Smooth Criminal before, and it was trash.
Did you see him do
Yeah.
Thriller on MTV?
Nah,
Yo.
but I saw him teaching Smooth Criminal to like a group of people, and it was trash. And I'm like, mind you, I sent my first Smooth Criminal tribute to Vincent Patterson, and Vincent Patterson was like, great job, mind you, he choreographed the piece. See what I'm saying? So I already got approval from the guy who choreographed it, and mind you, in that one I wasn't even wearing a hat, so that's not even the Moonwalker one that I did. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Dave Robinson was a guy that met Michael Jackson. It was almost as if he didn't know the guy when you look at him dance.
He's trash.
Do you have any questions for us guys? Like, what's up? Everybody was talkative, and then when I say, where them questions at? I get quiet.
Yeah, so did you understand what arbitration is, Gloria?
No, I was saying I missed that whole thing because I was on the phone with my dad. So I didn't
Oh,
hear that. And I
okay.
wanted to. I wanted to because I remember I asked you.
Gotcha.
So explain one more time, Daryl.
All right. Well, an arbitrator is usually the middle person in the middle of the case, depending on the severity. Yes. Somebody calling me?
That's funny.
Somebody did that to me too.
It's the universe. Ooh, look, a new hat. A new.
Yes.
The fuck?
I don't think I'm gonna ever get this definition though.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Dimitri can explain as well
What?
Arbitration.
what
What's with all these legal
arbitration
terms?
means.
I mean, I have a vague idea. I mean, you guys already explained it already. So
I missed
Yeah, but she
it.
missed it.
and I googled it. Basically, it says the use of an arbitrator to settle a dispute. So basically, you're the middleman, I guess, is what pretty much he says. So Tom Mesereau is going to be the middleman to the case, correct? right? Pretty much.
No, I think Tom Mesereau is on the legal team.
Well, I
So
Googled
there
it.
should
Right
be,
there,
I
no?
guess,
Take care of that.
It says submit a
someone in the
dispute
middle,
to
and then the
yeah, it says to submit a dispute to an arbitrator. It says the noun, the use of an arbitrator to settle a dispute. So I'm assuming that, you know, this is someone who
All right.
is neither here nor there. I'm not 100% sure.
You can throw this out for me? Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so basically,
Because I was using
it's someone
mediator.
who's going to be in the middle.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
man.
yeah. I'm like,
Middleman.
that's pretty much what I got from it. Daryl, you so funny.
Yeah, I
You're
figured.
just so New York, it cracks me up.
Yo. Yo. But it's actually dope though to have Moonwalkers or MJ people from New York, because I don't come across a lot of them. I only came across one person. Her name was also Sandy. I'm surprised she's not here. I have like 3 or 4 different Sandys that generally join.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And she's from New York too. She's from Brooklyn.
Huh?
And I'm like, hey, I don't get to come across many MJ, supporters from New York. So it's definitely dope to actually, have some camaraderie with you guys. Like,
Right.
Yes.
I've been here.
yeah.
Been here.
I'm just finding out about you because Amalia had told me, she was like, oh, you got to check out, because she knows me and like I'm big on dance videos and dance period. Because me, myself, I'm a dancer, but I've never recorded any videos. Everybody keeps telling me, record something. But I still have yet to record it because I don't have the courage the way you do to actually do it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I need that courage.
You know what it is? It's because, how should I put it?
What?
Because I've been doing it my entire life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like tying shoes, and it shows. You know what I mean? So it's like if you do it well, then it's like you won't necessarily need the courage, because you have the skills to feel that board.
See, I've been dancing since I was 5. I even did dance classes. I was in a hip hop dance crew with my cousins. We also had our rap group that we did when we were teens, where we also danced and did all of that stuff. And it's just like to do it. I don't know what it is. It's easier for me just to talk in front of people versus dance in front of people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even though I have the skill, it's just, damn. I can't. I tried. I was like, I wanted to record myself, and I'm like, it makes me nervous. I'm like, any wrong step, you get critiqued on. Like,
well, but this is what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. I mean, if it's for Michael Jackson dance, really, I don't know about other styles, but I'm like a niche dancer when it comes to dance. So when it comes to Michael Jackson style of dance, you can't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do what you know what I mean? The music is telling you to do. It's not even to sound like, like shuck and jive, but that's actually what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you have to love it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell people, because people have asked me all the time, like, oh, how do you get so good at dancing? And, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I'm like, I don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? I just cut the music on. And then that was it, because I wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
There was a time when I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but, look at me now. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell did I say? Worldwide says, I'm originally from Chicago, raised my kids in Houston, almost beat down a Conrad Murray supporter, and now I live in LA. Okay. Wow. Oh, man.
You're beating everyone up worldwide.
Do you
What?
guys have any plans for June 25th? Like, what are you guys planning? If you're planning anything.
I'm working on a video. You know me.
Yeah.
Videos.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was going to try to go to Forest Lawn.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still debating, though. And you know why? But I'm still debating.
Why?
Because, my conspiracies.
I know. It's like going right there, and then your conspiracy might make you wonder, like, why you're there, right?
I'm like, are people gonna think I'm fake? Like, I don't know, because we talk about this so much. But then it's like when that day comes, you're just like, oh, well, maybe I should just go,
I said one day
never-
I'll eventually find the courage to go there.
Yeah.
You never know who you can run into, though. I'm just saying. There's
You're
a lot of people that
right.
go there.
You're right.
Ugh.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go.
See,
That
I
would
gotta
be cool,
watch
though.
it. Because I get so many weird messages and emails because of the type of research that I do. You already know that.
Yes.
So I get, and majority of the people that do it are faceless. So I don't know who's who.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm like, I gotta travel all the time, making sure. I'm like,
Right. You
keep-
know what I'm
keep the
saying?
good energy on deck, but then keep my guard up at the same time. Like, okay.
Yeah. This is what I'm
Right.
trying to tell you. I'm like, I gotta be careful, like, you know, especially with this one character that keeps messing. Can I help you? I'm sorry, y'all.
All good.
Okay. Hello. How you doing? I'm sorry, Black people. You know how that goes. So
Dance is something you practice that you get in character, so then you can be on so much that you get in character. You know, it's funny. You kind of do sort of get into character, really, sort of. You know, the character of the song per se, and that varies from different songs. That's true.
Oh, they're asking you, Gloria. Come on, Gloria.
oh God, what I do?
You think? No, I'm not asking you that.
I can't see. I don't see anything.
No, they're asking you about the hoax.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do I think about it?
Do you think he faked his death? They're asking.
I think it's possible.
In your opinion, what is the difference between an MJ impersonator and an MJ tribute artist? So, an MJ impersonator is somebody who the look and the aesthetic of Michael Jackson takes precedence over dancing. You know what I'm saying? So somebody who places focus and extra emphasis on the makeup, the hair, the nose, the costumes, the look. So it's looks first and then performing second. An MJ tribute artist is somebody who I guess assume puts emphasis on the performance rather than, you know, the look. But a lot of times in this day and age now, the lines are blurred. So you have an MJ impersonator is almost synonymous with a tribute artist. And that's why I feel like I don't even really fit that mold, because you don't see me trying to look exactly like Michael Jackson, and you don't really see me trying to do exactly what he does, because, you know, the choreography is obviously central, but at the same time, I'm still doing my own thing in the midst of that. So I have my own little nuances to what I do. So that's why I'm like a student of the style is what I like to call it, because I do other styles of dance too. I could dance like Bobby Brown. I could dance like New Edition, you know what I'm saying? And other people, you know, as well. So I hope that answers your question.
All right. Now, Gloria, that back to you. They was asking you about the.
Oh, they were asking me.
Yeah, I'm like, they asked you specifically.
Why?
That's I'm like.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think it's possible. We talk about this a lot on King of Pop Radio.
Right.
So you guys should definitely tune in, because I just feel like a lot of things don't make sense. So yeah, I think it's definitely possible.
And I don't like Michael Jackson impersonators. I don't like him.
You don't like him?
You don't
No,
like
I
it.
feel like I'm Blade, and then they're the vampires. I'm saying
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a Daywalker, and then they're the vampires. You see what I'm
I
saying?
don't like some of them.
Me personally, I almost think it's disrespectful to try so hard to look, sound like someone else that is also no longer here, in my opinion. You know, I think Michael Jackson, you know, would kind of find it funny and flattering, but Michael Jackson was not hanging out, you know, every day and wasn't friends with any impersonators. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's almost weird. Like, because I've seen videos of people, they try to talk like him, try to sound like him, and it's like, nah, like, I want to be me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be somebody else and then like ride off the coattails of somebody else's legacy. I'd rather establish my own. I take elements of Michael Jackson, you know, Ralph Tresvant, you know, Will Smith, and, you know, Spike Lee. I take elements of them and I apply it to myself and who I am. I don't just try to be a carbon copy of somebody else, and then when people think of you, they think of somebody else, and then to me that's just stupid. I used to like impersonators, but changing my mind, they're wannabes, because a lot of them, they feel like Michael Jackson is not here, so they're him now. And you look at how they move, how they conduct themselves, they literally think to themselves like, Michael Jackson is not here, so I'm him now. And I think that's disrespectful, because you got a lot of people, their livelihood is touring and pretending to be somebody that they're not. And it's almost unflattering. If I was Michael Jackson, it'd be unflattering, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I mean, me personally, I've never followed many impersonators or anything like that. And a lot of the times where some of the viewers will ask me, "Oh, do you follow such and such impersonator?" And I'm like, "Who?" Like, "Oh, you don't know?" And I'm like, "No, but I know bare minimum." And then I learn their names from my viewers, because I'm like, not everybody that's out there I know about. And then on top of that, I only like the real thing.
Right.
And
I'm gonna go on a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had to be black to be a Michael Jackson impersonator. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That Michael Mania that started in 83, 84, those were all black men that were doing that. Now, the majority, like 90%, if not 95% of the impersonators and tribute artists that you see, especially the prominent ones, they're all white or Latino. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson is not black. He's Dominican, because he doesn't look like me. He doesn't look like you, Daryl. He doesn't look like, Gloria neither. He's just Dominican. So that just adds to it. You know what I'm saying? You name prominent, by the book MJ tribute artists or impersonators, you can't name one. You know what I'm saying? And then they perpetuate, the separation of eras, which I understand. I don't think that people, mean any harm by doing that, but they perpetuate that. That's why a lot of times when you see new Michael Jackson content, it's like Dangerous era and after.
Right.
There ain't too many thrillers in prior anymore. You might get some bad era here and there, but after that, it's just pretty much all of that. And then they're pushing that. And people tend to forget that this is a black man and that Michael Jackson music is black culture. You see what I'm saying? Like, people get it twisted.
Yep.
I agree with you there. That's one of the things, and I try to support everybody, but one of the things that I didn't really support was the impersonation game, because I'm like, it is forgotten who Michael Jackson is and where he came from. And now it's just, oh, we're doing this just to do this because it makes us money. And a lot of them do it just for the money only, not because they actually care about him.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Lane Lassiter? Nope. Never.
The only one that I really kept afloat of, and Gloria knows him, is Trapson. That's the only one that's the only one.
I never heard of that guy. I don't know who that is.
That's the only one that I really know that's over the last couple of years, because he kind of had the hip hop vibe and yada yada yada. So hip-hop. A lot of people was like, "Oh my God, who's the hip hop MJ?" And I'm like, "Who?" And then they showed me him, and then I started following him. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
And the you were there guy, of course. You were there.
All right.
Before we came.
No,
don't say it.
Right.
No.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh my God. You were there.
Y'all trying to get me to be messy. Let me turn my camera off. Lord have mercy.
Oh man.
Lord.
Not yet.
About what? What have nothing to do with you.
But I mean, do you guys have any questions for us before we wrap up this podcast? Like anything that you want to ask us? Ask Dimitri, ask Vixen, ask Dove, ask myself.
Vixen, yeah.
And is there anything that Vixen or DJ? Now you got me saying the wrong name. Dimitri. See, I'm saying DJ because it says DJ right there on my screen. I'm reading off the screen.
Right.
Dimitri or Dove, anything you guys want to say? Drop your social media, anything new coming, new projects, or like you said, on June 13th, your event.
Yes, June 13th. Pop out if y'all in New York.
What did y'all say? My bad. I had to go to the bathroom.
All good. No, I was just asking if you guys had anything that you wanted to drop to the viewers before we wrap up this podcast.
Just check out my YouTube channel. That's exactly what you would search up, Mr. DJ-MDJ. Subscribe, check out my content. It's cool, it's creative. So if you want to see new Michael Jackson stuff, you can head over there. On Michael Jackson's birthday, I'm going to upload a montage, a tribute that I made back in 2019. So I'm going to upload that, on the 25th. And if you have any interest in, the racial climate in this country, I'm actually making a thematic analysis video about the racial climate in this country, and it's revolved around the teachings of Minister Malcolm X. So if that's of any interest to you, I'm gonna post that on Malcolm X's birthday on the 19th. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. And what about you, Miss Vixen?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I be zoning out. Like, as you can see, I be thinking about so much stuff. But yeah, you guys can check me out on King of Pop Radio. I do almost everything on there. I'm acting, I'm reading stories, I'm defending Michael, I do interviews. I've interviewed E. Casanova. I've interviewed Kim Tamar. Some of y'all know her. I've interviewed Kim Wright. And Pearl Jr. I interviewed Pearl Jr. And I have a few more interviews coming up for you guys, so definitely tune in. And like I said, we have a good time. We're not there for drama or whatever. June 13th, if you guys could pop out, we will be in the city, 42nd Street, Times Square, at the Big Red Stairs. I just what I call it because I don't know what the hell else I'm supposed to call it. But if y'all New Yorkers, y'all know where the Big Red Stairs is. And yeah, we'll be there just supporting Michael, giving out information, educating people. That's what we'll be doing June 13th. You can wear your MJ Anderson shirts. I know I'm definitely wearing mine. So yeah.
You know it.
That's cool.
And what's going on with you, Miss Dove?
I'm on a break.
You taking a break? You've been pumping out some videos lately. You've been pumping out some stuff, so I know. I was like, you got to take a break from all this content creation.
Yep.
You've been holding it down for our podcast. I'm gonna give you credit. So much love to you for that.
No, but like I said, my personal situation just switched a lot since my son is back to school. So everything is kind of like messy right now. I have to reschedule everything, and right now I'm like I can't do everything at the same time. So, but I will be coming back with mini-sodes and other stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as for me, I know you guys are like, where's the video? You told us May 8th, but unfortunately planning for this Mother's Day barbecue that ended up getting rained on today because I was just told it started raining.
Oh
no. I didn't even notice. Well, I'm downstairs anyway, so.
It's raining again. Wow.
Good. I like the rain.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to have this video set for you guys in the next 2 days. So I apologize for the delays. So, yeah, Jackson family rivalries, LaToya versus the Jacksons will be coming. This is a juicy one. I mean, the stuff that we already know, but I mean, reading through Kathleen Jackson's book and then reading some excerpts from LaToya's books and watching all the interviews, and then finally being an adult and getting to see LaToya's Playboy spread, I was like, God damn, LaToya had body back in the day.
Did she really?
Yeah, she did. Like, because I've never seen him, because when that Playboy magazine came out, I was a kid. And of course, I couldn't see it. And I left that alone up until adulthood. And I finally seen it like a week ago. And I was like, damn. I was like, LaToya. I was like, okay.
I'm about to look right now.
Yeah. Yeah, LaToya, man. I was like, damn.
Because the thing is, I don't find the Jackson sisters attractive at all.
No.
Because they're related to, like, they look like Michael. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Like they look like MJ. Then again, I could see your point on that.
They
I don't know.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
What?
No. Freaking Latoya. I'm looking at her right now. I'm not impressed.
No,
it's probably because she's Latoya Jackson. Like that's the thing. So,
that's what it is because it's Latoya.
Yeah, like
but I've seen it. I was like, damn, because I've seen the cover of the magazine when I was younger, but I ain't never get to see what was inside until a week ago.
And she looked like she's not supposed to be there. She's a house girl. Like you're not supposed to be doing that. I'd be
she
like,
wasn't supposed to. My mother was mad about it.
If I was a photographer, I'd be like, Latoya, what are you doing? Put some clothes on. Go home. Like, put some clothes on. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's not who she was back then. That's why I was surprised, like learning all of this stuff that I've been learning as a race. I'm like, damn, she wasn't like that.
Because she had some punk ass, boyfriend or some shit that was like physically abusing her all the fucking time, forcing her to do that shit.
Yep.
You know, like I like Vanity a lot, and then she dated some coon, football player, and he was putting his hands on her too. So it's like no wonder like these women had like all these problems because they ran to the wrong kinds of men.
Exactly.
But do you think that Vanity was sexy though? Do you think she was beautiful?
Dude, if I got to meet Vanity, I'd have like 15 kids and a full beard.
Damn.
Like baby factory, like instant baby factory. I fall off the grid. Y'all wouldn't see her. Y'all wouldn't see me neither. We'd just be at home being a happy family with kids.
Making babies.
She would still be here today if Denise Matthews is like my woman on some shit. In my opinion, like Prince is stupid for letting her go. Vanity, my woman, she not going nowhere. That's a fact, because like I haven't seen too many women in life as pretty as her. Like she just, like I don't know. That's why I'm so mad that I know you guys are trying to rap, but I'm just so mad that she got caught up in drugs, like to the point where like her body doesn't operate the same anymore because it got that bad. Like Morris Day was doing drugs too, so I know like that was kind of like their thing back then, but. She should still be here because she passed away in what 2016, I think. 16? Yeah, she passed away a few months before Prince.
I believe so.
Yeah, because I know when she passed away, he put out like a little statement, thing about her, and then he passed away, not long after that. But
yeah, that was 2016.
Yeah, let me have been Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon. See, that's one thing I would have told Time Out. I would have been like, why didn't you like date her or some shit? Like, because my conversation
that was
with him
my crush.
Yeah, oh yeah, you was telling me. Yeah, because my conversation with him was decent length, but it was brief. But like I would ask him like, but he talked about that in interviews. Like she was kind of there, but she like wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was already Vanity and he was just kind of coming into the industry. So she probably wasn't really looking at him like that. And when they did used to talk, she would call him randomly under the influence. So and he didn't know. He was kind of like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, yeah, so.
Loving the many souls. Thank you for that. And we thank you, everybody who tuned into the show today. And we thank our special guests, Miss Vixen, aka Gloria, King of Pop Radio, and Mr. Dimitri MJ. You can follow them both on social media. And you can also follow them both on YouTube. Like I said earlier, I'm going to put their information in the description box of the podcast. So that way you guys can find them. If you guys... Who the hell is slamming doors? Y'all are interrupting my mojo in here.
Just no respect.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me. And hopefully we'll do this again in the future.
For sure.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Daryl.
We said it at the same time. Thank you for being here today.
Goodbye.
And much love to everybody who tuned in today. Enjoy your Mother's Day, every woman, every mom, every sister, whoever's here tuned in. Enjoy. Much love to you all, and much love to our guests today.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Peace in the Middle East. Audi 5000.
Yes. Mr. MCP, and we're out of here, y'all.
Later.